it? The loss means Vitor Pereira's side have conceded 9 in the last 3 straight Premier League defeats. Pereira spoke after the match and wasn't happy at all with his captain Matheus Cunha's attitude.
He's a captain. I had this conversation in the dressing room. He's a captain. He can be frustrated because he wants to win, but everybody in the dressing room wants to win. Everybody in the team wants to win. It means that the body language, I don't like this body language. I want someone as a captain trying to help the team, running, suffering, fighting together. But this is something that I can understand. Next time, I will not understand.
Some pretty cutting words from Vitor Pereira.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I really don't, because, like I said to you earlier on, Jeff, I think he's probably had a conversation with him, and he'll have told him, you know, that's unacceptable, the body language, which he's right. But at the same time, he'll have buttered up with how important he is to the team, and
Yeah, I'm absolutely sure. But there is a suggestion that maybe he feels he's on the move. Let's find out, because our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, is here. Morning, Crookie.
Good morning, Crookie.
Morning, boys.
Could Cunha be leaving Wolves this transfer window?
I don't think it will happen this month, but I do think part of the frustration there with Vitor Pereira is the ongoing contract dispute, if you like, for want of a better word. We were told 2 or 3 weeks ago now that a verbal agreement between Cunha and Wolves to extend his deal had been reached. He still hasn't put pen to paper. And I think the reason he's stalling is because his agent is just looking at potentially what's out there. We know that Arsenal have admiration for him, and could he be a solution to their goal-scoring problems? But I think also he's reluctant to sign that deal without some kind of release clause that guarantees he can leave if Wolves are relegated. Now, from what I'm told from my sources at Molineux, that won't be an issue anyway, because if they do go down, they're going to have to sell him to get him off the wage bill. But I think that the longer that contract goes unsigned, the more uncertainty is going to creep in, and maybe more frustration from Vitor Pereira towards his star man.
Crookie, what about, I mean, half the nation, half the boys texting in, are getting a bit tired of the Marcus Rashford saga, some of them have called it. Where are you in this? What's happening?
Well, I think it is a saga, but I think it's playing out exactly as I expected. I said right at the start of the window, I envisaged a situation whereby I'd come on this programme every day pretty much and give you a Marcus Rashford update without actually updating too much, because the list of suitors is getting smaller, isn't it? We know that Kyle Walker is due to arrive in Milan in the next few hours to complete his move to AC Milan. We know there's a 2.5-year contract on the table for him. That makes it impossible to sign Marcus Rashford this month because of Serie A rules around non-EU players. I know Barcelona have shown some interest, and I said right from the start of this process that was his preferred destination, but I think they need to get players off the wage bill before they can really follow up their interest in Rashford. There's been talk of Monaco and Borussia Dortmund as well, but I don't think it's a coincidence that yesterday people close to Rashford were briefing that he was willing to stay and fight for his place, because they're aware that it's not guaranteed by any means that someone takes his wages off United's payroll this month. How Ruben Amorim feels about that, I think, is fascinating, because he's made it pretty clear that he doesn't want to pick Rashford. And I do think it's ironic, guys, you know, phrases like fighting for his place. Well, where was the fight when he was actually in the team? That's the whole issue, isn't it? His body language, his lack of effort at times. That's why Ruben Amorim hasn't wanted to pick him.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's no question Ruben Amorim needs reinforcements, wants reinforcements. I saw Patrick Dorgu from Lecce being linked with him, young left back. Any chance of that happening this month?
Talks ongoing. I think at the moment, financially, the clubs are a little way apart. Lecce asking for a fee of in excess of £30 million. Obviously, we know United are having to cut their cloth accordingly because of PSR restrictions. But I think this is seen as a key area by Ruben Amorim. I personally think they need a centre forward, because Rasmus Højlund is really struggling as well. But the way that he plays with the wing backs, if you haven't got someone on that left side who is up to standard, and I think Diogo Dalot, one game at Liverpool apart, has really struggled. It imbalances the whole team. There's no sign of Luke Shaw getting fit anytime soon. I know Tyrone Malacia has been told that he can go out on loan if the opportunity arises. So I think a left wing back, absolutely key if United is to salvage anything from this sorry season.
Crookie, is that deal just about done, Omar Marmoush to City? Because we had with Mido on yesterday, and I have to tell you, he gave him a great school report, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they love him, don't they?
Yeah.
In Egypt, they see him as the sort of heir apparent to Mo Salah, which is obviously big boots to fill. But yeah, I think it is pretty much done. That the verbal agreement was reached last week. He's travelled over to undergo a medical. It's going to be a fee of around £60 million. I think far and away City are going to be the biggest spenders in this transfer window. But I guess they need to, having made quite a pitiful title defence so far. I know that you guys have been debating about, whether they can yet still challenge for the title. I don't think they can, but I did see a bet the other day, 5-1, Liverpool and City to be the top two. I think there's value in that.
Possible. Crookie, thank you very much indeed, mate.
Cheers, Crookie.
Thanks, guys.
I loved it, by the way, when Mido was talking about Mamouche and said, please, don't compare him with Mo Salah, and then call him a mini Salah in the next breath, virtually.
I thought he was great yesterday, Mido. He really comes on, he speaks well.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.